Tell me about your parents. Do you have powerful parents?
Yeah.
What? How, you don't know my fucking parents. Why would you say something like
Your
that?
brother got hit by a keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
that
dad
mean?
was violent. He was very violent and
that's-
alcoholic. He was a rageaholic, and he was just kind of like a bad dad. I think. You know, he's sick now, and I love him now, but growing up, I just remember like in the back of our house there was like a trail, and in the trail you could like go, and there was a cliff, and I used to walk to this cliff and sit there, and just look up at the stars and go, "Can you please kill him?" I mean,
Like the cutest little
God,
scene.
yeah. God,
Will you
please
please
kill
strike
him.
my father down?
Yeah, and God never did, you know.
What
And
about your mother?
my mother
We don't have
was
to talk about this.
No, I
by the
want
way.
to.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of anything. My mother is also very. I drove her to violence.
Oh.
Yeah, I drove her to violence.
I can believe that.
Why do you? Your mom hit you, and you were justifying it by saying you were a little shit, or
Well, no, I think my mom generally isn't that violent, but she couldn't. That was the last tool in the toolbox. She tried
you were
every
a crazy
single thing.
kid.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
The
the-
way she explains it to me is that he didn't know how to receive any form of love or affection or attention. It's like everything that she tried, sports, instruments, or even just like
Bobby's hyperventilating.
she just didn't know. Like he was just a little Tasmanian devil, basically.
Right, and you responded to violence.
Yeah, I mean, no, I didn't respond. I responded negatively to it,
Right,
but
sure.
that was at the end her last thing. You know, was they would punch me in the face.
Wow.
And
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, Steve too. Steve, though, my brother Steve, growing up was the one that was like the one. He got straight A's.
He was the chosen.
Rest,
Good son,
well,
yeah.
not in his 20s, he fell off. But younger, he was like a Christian, went to church, you know, was on the wrestling team, got straight A's. It's only later in life where he became me.
And he grew up under the same conditions that you did.
I love what you're doing.
What's your age
you know what I love?
difference?
I love what you're doing right now. You know what you just did? Can I tell you what you just did?
Sure.
You pulled a Tom Segura just now.
Did I?
Yeah.
He's got a he's got a patent.
No. What he does was he when he was on our podcast, and I want you to do it. I want you to keep doing it. Right? I want to keep you doing it. I'm not taking it away from you, right?
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about power balance right now. You know? Yeah. But the thing is that what he did was he became the host, and you switched it a little bit. And I
I'm
like
just
what you're doing.
intrigued. I'm
No, I
intrigued.
like what you're doing.
I'm following the thread.
But that's the thing is that I want you to have your power too.
Thank you.
You know?
Appreciate that.
And
I feel like we should do
Yeah.
like one of those.
Yeah.
You
We're
know?
gonna go 50-50 here.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
So
when,
if the-
what was that scene with the gnarly black dude and Arnold strike hands from Predator? Was that from
Is
Predator?
it Predator? I don't
Well, Arnold
remember.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was. I don't remember that movie.
That was us right now.
No, it wasn't. But I guarantee it wasn't.
So I'm trying.
I know you are. You're doing great. Yeah.
Thank you.
But what was the question about my mom?
What's the age difference?
What's it about my mom?
Yeah.
What's the age difference between you and your brother?
3 years.
So
Yeah.
you guys grew up under the same conditions.
Well, I mean, you know, here's the thing: is that there's, you know, immigrants come here and they go, you know, the rules are just get straight A, listen,
Yeah.
and get straight A's,
Yeah.
especially Koreans,
Yeah.
my family, and you'll be fine. I didn't do either one of those things. You know, I did drugs at an early age. Well, I think the molestation when I lived in Minnesota when I was 9 or whatever got me all like twisted up. And then when we came to San Diego at 12 or 11, I found marijuana and skaters and Filipinos. That, you know, no, really,
The Filipinos really said.
Well, no,
They're his demise,
no,
too.
because and I don't mean that as a joke. What it is that you have to imagine. I lived in Minnesota where all I saw was white people. kids.
Minnesota's a rough. I mean, that's a weird place to grow up, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially in the 70s.
Yeah.
In an Edina in Minnesota, it was like, it was, you know. But then I came to San Diego, and on the other, so I grew up in Poway, but on the town next to us was Penasquitos. Penasquitos' high school, Mount Carmel, was 60% Filipino. In fact, my senior year photo is in the Mount Carmel yearbook. Do you know why?
Why is that?
Because when they used the same photographer, and I was in the Poway High School pile, and they couldn't believe it, so they put it onto the
No
Mount Carmel
way.
pile, and I was in the Mount Carmel fucking yearbook my senior year.
Really?
Someone find it. Wow.
Oh yeah, somebody find it. I never went to Mount Carmel.
So were your that's
Yeah.
That's
Well, it made me.
I do believe it actually. And
Could I have sued? Because in my head I was like, can I sue?
Yeah.
High school?
You could have come up big,
Yeah.
bankrupt the whole school district.
yeah.
Were your parents able to appreciate that you became so successful that you turned it around, right? Because you took a very unlikely path to success. Were they able to appreciate that? Are they able to appreciate that? Are both your
Welcome to the
parents-
H3
Yeah.
Welcome
podcast.
to H3.
No, we can change it to a little bit.
No, I get that. I like just making you feel uncomfortable. That's all.
Yeah, it's a power band.
What was the question? Don't tell me.
I almost-
Give me the question.
Are your parents able to appreciate your success?
My parents. Well, you have to understand that when you have parents that grew up in a different country. There's no stand-up comedy there. I think my friend Danny Cho's out there right now trying to start up a movement, but it's 2018 and they don't have it.
Yeah.
So imagine, my parents grew up in the Korean War as kids, and they went to school there. And my dad was a street hustler, like he was in the military. But as a kid, he used to like thieve, and he used to get in a lot of street
So
fights.
he had a rough.
He had a rough one, yeah.
Right.
And then when they didn't meet in Korea, they met here. And my dad stalked my mom pretty much.
Damn.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
you leave like slabs
That's
of
aggressive.
steak
Yeah,
at her doorstep?
She had to move out of LA and move to Wisconsin, and my dad followed her.
She didn't know him at the time?
She did meet him and know him, and she didn't like him.
Wow.
Right, so
Persistent.
he's very persistent.
Stalked his way into a marriage.
Yeah, and then he showed up in Wisconsin with a steak.
What kind of steak?
It was probably like a
What
nice
kind of cut?
nice cut,
Nice.
like a cowboy Texas cut,
Right.
right?
T-bone.
Yeah.
And she
T-bone.
was like, I guess in Korea that's a big deal. You know what I mean? That's like, those are our diamonds.
You've had,
Beef cuts.
Yeah, beef cuts. Yeah,
you've had an interesting road.
yeah. And then she was like, I don't think the violence. She thought, guys, they play that game. I'm gonna beat this lady when I'm married.
They do?
Oh, yeah. We've all played that
we all
game.
play that game.
Classic game.
Right. I don't know what we're talking about.
Classic game.
I'm well familiar with that. Right, Eli?
Yeah, right. Yeah, pound it out. Pound it out.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, it's a classic game. But he deceived her. And then they had us, and he started drinking heavily. And then he would get on these like alcoholic rage episodes. And my brother and I grew up. But you know what? Here's the thing. My dad was fairly wealthy. He had a bunch of like clothing stores. We grew up with summer camp, and when I turned 16, I got a car. So there was a lot of things that I did get that was cool.
Do you have good parents?
My parents are pretty normal.
Yeah.
I would say normal.
Do you have siblings?
I have 2 siblings.
Are you the oldest?
I'm the baby.
Oh, you're the baby.
Yeah, I'm the baby. I was coddled. I definitely had the best of the 3. But I want to say I'm really impressed by your. I just want to say I think you're a survivor. I want to tell
I
you
think you're a
that.
survivor
I think
as
you're
well.
really good.
You know?
Eli, what was your upbringing like?
My dad is very like old school, so it's kind of hard.
You can connect the dots on old school.
Well, like,
Yeah.
is old school mean he's a Hasidic Jew?
No.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh.
you
Just
mean like
like,
old school way of raising kids. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
A belt.
The good old way.
A belt.
Not. It wasn't. It was never like aggressive towards me physically.
Yeah.
But it was always scary. Like
Ah.
like if you push him, it may go there. It
Right.
didn't with
Yeah.
me,
It's-
but.
And you played by the rules.
Yeah.
You did.
Because I was scared. I'm still scared of him.
Yeah.
Well, when she came here,
Yeah.
she almost didn't come. He almost talked her out of it.
Really?
But that's probably the closest he
Yelled
came to,
her
to
out of it.
hitting you. It sounds
Is
like.
the not
But
talk
I'm pretty
to her.
sure he did hit your siblings.
Yeah. It happened a couple times.
Really?
Yeah.
So was he disapproving of you or disapproving of you
Yeah.
moving?
Everything.
Yeah.
And how
Both.
old were you at that point?
21. Probably.
21.
21. Does he like him now? Your dad?
He does. You know, as much as you can like someone, he's very.
Really?
That's a high
He's
compliment.
very-
That's a high compliment.
So if you go to Israel and you see her dad,
He smiles.
he does smile, but do you hug?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we've been
But
through.
they've been
we've
through
been
a lot.
through it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, what is
Like
the-
arguments?
Here's the interesting thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't speak English, and I don't speak Hebrew.
Which is
Oh.
also a reason that he's mad at him for not learning Hebrew.
But he's the kind of guy who's mad at everybody
Yeah.
for something. The family's been like, it's so good that you don't know Hebrew. Trust me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to know what's coming out. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You
wow.
don't want to know.
Yeah.
But like the funny thing is that when I came, Hila lived with me for a year in America, and when her travel visa expired, I didn't have any other option. It was either move to Israel or break up, right?
Yeah.
And because there's this whole weird thing about if you're Jewish, you can just hightail to Israel and they give you citizenship.
Wow.
And so I did that. But the weird part was that I went and lived with her parents.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So it was very extreme.
For how
And-
long?
And for
We
1
were-
month.
Yeah, we were like,
But he
Yeah.
didn't let us even sleep in the same room.
that's old school. We lived together for a year.
We
I was
lived together
moving
for a
here
year.
to be together, and he made me sleep in a different room.
How did you guys hook up?
There
found
was-
a way. There's
we
a way.
found some quiet hours.
But were they quiet hours?
Yeah.
That kind
They-
of makes
they
it
better
exciting,
fucking-
though.
Yeah, that's exciting.
That's
That sounds
exciting in
exciting.
the same way dry humping's exciting.
Yeah.
Where
That
it's
sounds
like
exciting.
Dry humping.
You know what I
Wait,
mean?
huh?
Where
Yeah.
it's like you just go back to the basics, the beginning, that kind of
Yeah.
restraint. It makes
Yeah.
things a lot more interesting, I feel.
Yeah,
Because
no,
now it's like
it's a threat. Yeah, you don't. Well, the thing is, if I get caught, I am getting killed.
Dead.
And this guy's scary. I'm telling you, he's missing a finger. He's old school.
Oh, Yakuza.
That's old school. No finger? Old
I'm
school.
telling you. Yeah.
Did he do it through like some sort of combat, or was born without it?
No, just from working with like heavy stuff.
Machinery.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way.